to do a little, about 5 minutes work, um, to get synced up. And that we're going to roll out in fourth quarter. We're going to try to stagger probably 5 or 6 influencers. And so it'll be a process, and we'll bring you up to speed as we select some of these micro influencers and try to make sure that their areas of expertise or interest spans across a lot of different retail and food type of interests. So just to put some spotlight.
About when the chamber was doing, the chamber board was doing some sort of strategy work, if you will. Alan's now on the chamber board. I'm still on, and then we started talking. And then Alan also had, for her event, her company, she had a social media influencer event, and so hence the two sort of came together for this program. I want to quickly just welcome Mark Markevich. On my screen, he's down, he's waving his hand. Mark is our new member to TDAC, very involved with Nancy over at the Historical Society, but also very involved in a million things in town. So, Mark, do you want to just quickly tell everybody a couple seconds about you and what you do and that kind of thing?
Sure. Hi, I'm Mark Markevich, resident of New Canaan since 1992. Moved here from New York City. I have 3 kids now grown. I'm an architect. I live in a mid-century modern house. And as Tucker mentioned, I've been involved on various projects with Nancy and others at the museum. Yeah, I'm delighted to be involved and look forward to, doing anything that'll make our wonderful town even better. So
Mark came into my
thank you.
office. We sat down and I just told him about a lot of the different projects that we've worked on over the years and what our priorities are. And he's very excited, and I just know from a lot of the work that he's done in town, he's going to be a great help here. So we're glad to have you on board, and thank you, Nancy, for the recommendation. And that goes for all of you. If you ever know of anybody who you think would be great to serve, certainly reach out and pass on any names. But so anyway, we quickly jumped down just while some of you were joining. Laura just gave a quick update on the social media influencer program that's going to be underway soon. And then Nancy, do you want to give a quick October for Design update? We're all over the map on the agenda right now, but that's okay.
That's fine. So I have gotten programming from Glass House Library, Onera Foundation, and the museum. So those will be the ones that go into Talkify. Unfortunately, like the Carriage Barn that I thought was going to submit stuff and be in it, we have not gotten anything from them. We haven't gotten anything from the retailers. We still have a little bit of time because Gina, who's doing the handout, needs to rework some of the wording because the spacing is tiny on the handout for everything. So there's a lot of editing that's going on for that. So if people are to, submit late, that we can still incorporate them, but another week and it's going to be gone. So
all right, I'm going to give a call over to Hillary tomorrow, just because I know they were interested in the beginning. I'm just afraid somebody dropped the ball.
I've been emailing. Yeah, I've been emailing and I've been calling, but if there's any, like Laura, if there's any retailers that you think are wanting to be involved that haven't been, like, just tell them to get it to me as soon as possible. But that said, it's an incredibly exciting program. Everything that people are doing looks really, really interesting, and it's nicely spread over the month. So we're back to covering a whole month of activities. So I will, I guess what I'll do, Tucker, as soon as that's live, as soon as the Talkify calendar is live, I'll just email you. I mean, I'll email the participants, but I'll email you, and then you can shoot it out to the group.
That'd be great. Thank you. As I said, when everybody jumped on, we're making this meeting really quick because everyone's got places to go. Quick update, Nancy, on the cultural guide, which is done. Thank you. It looks amazing.
Done. Yeah, everyone got their edits in. The only one that didn't change, which was kind of the driver for changing, was the library. So it's still, they've got their renderings. They did not submit new photographs, but other people got an opportunity to tweak what they wanted to do. The Onera Foundation got the back page, which was nice because it's only it's only half, but it's also very visible. So I think that they were happy to be included. Laurent seemed very excited about that. And it looks good. They've all, I don't know, Tucker, you were distributing them, so I don't know
Yeah,
whether everyone
I've
picked them
still
up, but
I've
I'm
got about-
hoping they did.
Yeah, I've got about half the maybe half of them still here, so I've got to remind myself to email everyone and just tell them to come on and pick them up. We also didn't print as many this time just because we had a lot left over from the last batch, but they look great. Gina did a great job again, and just a really nice thing to have. So thank you, Nancy, for spearheading that. Really, really nice. There's also a digital component of that, which is now on the chamber website. Did I send it when I sent it all to you? I think I might have sent the digital. If I didn't, I will.
If there's any place for people on their website, it doesn't have to be featured prominently because it's, about everybody, not just about the one organization. But if there's a spot that you can load it on, the digital one is really nice and conveys all the same information and will last longer because we all are only handing out 70 copies. So those are going to go fast.
Right. I'll quickly go up to to number 2, the Harvard Five. I don't know if any of you actually got to see the film. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. Everybody it came out quickly for the first weekend, sold out instantly. A lot of people were sad they couldn't see it. It was playing again this past weekend. I think there was one other showing. So it continues to be shown, and it's just fantastic. And I hope you all get a chance to see it. And it's obviously so nice to have it right here in the Playhouse if you do get a chance to see it here. Laura, do you want to give a quick update on downtown?
Yeah, we just had our sidewalk sale and the weather gods smiled on us. So we've got a lot of people in town. I really worked with some outside organizations and put the event on some calendars to bring a lot of people from out of town. But overall, the feedback has been super positive. We had some of the newer businesses participate, some of the tried and true. And other than that, downtown's doing well. I think what's amazing to see is we had 2 bakeries open up within a week of each other, and they're both a little different, but both doing super well. The Sasson Sucreries, they had a big Bastille Day celebration. I know Jack found them that space, and they have turned it into a beautiful place that a lot of people are hanging out and meeting. And so that's a really, really nice addition to downtown. So overall, things are positive. There are no vacancies on Elm Street. There's 1 or 2, maybe 3 on Main Street. And all of the Terry Cody Springs spots have all been spoken for. The new carpet store opened. There's a new contractor, custom builder that's taking the family britches spot. So that's really great to see. And, already talking to them about what they want to do for holiday stroll and all that sort of stuff. So all very positive.
Love the carpet store, by the way. Really nice product in there. Having said that about downtown, you've probably all seen the new bump outs that have been built on Elm Street. Those were required by still dealing with this 25-foot crosswalk law that we had to abide by. And so we have this big bump out where Elm and South Avenue meet. And Deanna and I were talking a couple weeks ago, and we decided that we'd like to on the big one, sort of in front of Dooney and Burke. It's just a big open space right now. We're actually going to finally do a beautiful kiosk with downtown events and things like that. I'm just trying to figure out if we're going to have one custom made or if we're going to order one, not a digital one, but a pretty like Walpole Woodworkers one, with multiple sides that we can put information in and that kind of thing. So we're working through that, but I think the location just screams for something like that. And so we're working through that. That'll be a new addition to Elm Street for sure. Jack, you want to give everyone just a 2-second update on the banner program? We're still working through design work and all of that, but we're moving forward on the banners. He's driving. Oh, you shouldn't be driving and talking. Maybe I'm not going to ask him.
Tucker, yeah, the thing is that next steps are to come back to you, the entire committee, with some designs for
Right.
for potential events. We'll just pick a couple key events and maybe have a couple mock-ups and also just the initial campaign that we're thinking about to celebrate New Canaan. And just see what we think of them and is it something that we want to go forward with.
So Mark, just so you know, and I think we talked about this when you were in the office, but
Right.
we're talking about doing some banners on some of the lampposts downtown. You know, very tasteful, more not about a specific event per se, but just more general messaging, general marketing of the town. So Dan and Katie, who couldn't be with us tonight, they're both running with that, and I need to now get them all the information that they need so that they can. Laura, you don't still have the folder on the whole banner program. I know Jack, can't remember his name, the young Eagle Scout. I know I gave a lot of it to him, but you still have any of that paperwork back there, any of the files back in your office?
I have no idea.
I need to come over and look, don't I?
Tucker, Gina might have some stuff on that because remember when TDEC was thinking of funding some stuff for October for Design, but then the
Yeah.
scarecrows were there? But she'd gotten all kinds of information on the brackets and how to hang them and what the dimensions should be. I can ask her if you want me to.
Yeah, Dan's been in touch with Gina a little bit.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
And she gets it more from, see, we already have the hardware on a number of lampposts. And it's the same one that we do the veterans banners. So we want to do the same size, the same hardware, so that, because the hardware stays mounted all the time and you just change out the banners.
Okay.
So, and Gina may very well have the same information, but I just want to confirm that we're designing the same banners, and we'll bring that all back to you all for look-see before we pull the trigger on anything.
Tucker, the moms from military, you know, they continue to add veterans.
Right.
So they should have all the dimensions and
Right.
even which printer they're using and all that sort of stuff, if that's the design you want to go with.
Well, that's the company, because we can design anything. We just need to, do you know who in that group is handling that now?
I think Amy Plum.
I do too.
Yeah, and I did reach out to, it wasn't Amy, it was another person that was working with her. And I put a call into her, waiting to hear back to get more specifics, but that's exactly the leads that I got so far.
Okay. And
Just
as I
kept-
said, I think I've got that information over in Laura's office someplace. I'll have to peek.
Okay,
Kirsten, how was the Glass House party, the summer party?
Oh, like every Saturday, it seemed it did rain, but
Yeah.
we had a very good turnout. It was beautiful. We put up more tents and people hung out and ate and drank and bought artworks. And we had a wonderful dance by Palabolas, the dance company from Litchfield County. And they did some performances that everybody thought was magical. And yeah, so it was great. It did fall very late, like we traditionally have done the second Saturday of June, and we're considering changing to the second Saturday after Memorial Day. And so that would fall a little earlier, but not consistently, but generally it would just avoid us conflicting with the weekend before graduation.
Right.
Which would be great. And so, maybe I should send the dates that we're looking at for the next few years to Laura, who would know a lot of, events that happen traditionally in each weekend. So,
When does your summer party, Nancy, is always the weekend before Ice Cream Social, right? Always.
Yeah, so we do the first Sunday in June, whatever that is. It's, somewhere between the 1st and the 8th. Is the Ice Cream Social, and then but if you're on a Saturday, it's not going to conflict.
No,
It's always a Friday. I mean, it would be a big
Oh.
weekend, but it could possibly be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But, as long as you stick to Saturday and we stick to Friday, it's going to be fine.
Okay, good. All right, just wanted to make sure that we cleared that out. Anybody else got any other updates that they want to share with the group? Jack?
Yeah, just a couple of things, Tucker. For the kiosk, there is, and I may have sent you a picture. There is a kiosk in Richfield that is
Mhm.
multi-sided, and it's across the street from Town Hall.
I've seen, yeah, I do have that.
I did, yeah.
Yep.
And no, I'm down in Miami visiting family, but I also have been touring modern houses down here, and it's been very interesting to see what they do here. And for October for Design, I do plan on doing driving tours, and it's been interesting this week. I got a second booking since I've done this from New Zealand, so it does show the extent of our history and what it can draw from. And the other thing is that I think Carpet Trends opened up, which I think you mentioned, and Gopher, who I also put in, they're in the process of renewing.
Good.
Yep.
Can I say one thing about the kiosk? Because I see that Ridgefield kiosk. If you're gonna build a kiosk, somebody better check it, because the Ridgefield one looks like really ratty a lot of the time. You know, stuff is outdated, stuff is ripped, you know, it's kind of just like tacked on there. I think if you want to do a kiosk, there should be somebody tasked with going in and making sure the information is fresh and sort of organized, because otherwise it really looks junky.
The ones that I'm looking at all have doors, so people can't just put anything up there. I mean, certainly someone could tape something, and that does happen, and we would go and take that down. It would probably be a combination between myself and Laura to make sure, just like when you want to put something up at the fence at the train station, you know, you have to go and get it approved kind of thing. So we would run, and maybe that would be the same location. It would be the same process, you know, if you were getting a poster for the fence or a poster for the kiosk. But I agree. I've seen a couple around that I've been taking pictures, and they sometimes can look pretty bad. There's one down, believe it or not, in down at Mill Pond that was built years ago by a resident as part of the pop-up park, because we thought then that we wanted to have this idea, and he even put some solar lights in it so that it was lit up at night on the inside, and you know, everything went in on a bulletin board. And then when the pop-up park went away, an Eagle Scout was doing a project down in Mill Pond about all this stuff in the water, all the information in the water, and that was just sitting around over at Irwin Barnes, so I gave it to him. It's actually still looks pretty good. But to your point, Nancy, yes, we're not just gonna let anybody go in there and stick up tag sale signs and that kind of thing. There will definitely be an approval process.
Right, and Tucker, I think you really need to have like a content calendar like you would with an Instagram.
Right.
And I think you have to be very clear on what can and can't be posted, so you don't have people saying,
Yes.
how come you posted this and not that? I think, you know, it's a wonderful thing, but I think everybody all of a sudden is gonna want to be using it for charitable and all this other stuff, so.
Yeah, I don't see it as much promoting events as more of a downtown sort of a you are
Right.
here kind of thing, a locator, if you will. And I think there's plenty, like the fence is where you do events, but I
Right.
think it's just gonna be more for directional and that kind of thing. But I think you're right, a calendar of events and being very clear about that is important.
Would you be getting a designer to do a graphic of a map with like key landmarks?
Yeah. Probably, yeah, exactly. Yep. So we're working through that. First, we gotta figure out what kiosk we want, and then this group, I'm gonna definitely rely on you all to help us. For all of you that are traveling, Jack, everybody else out there, if you see any along the way that look great, please send me some pictures, or if you know of any that work in other towns and how they've done it, please send it along, because this is new to us, but I think it's, as I say, the space sort of seems to be screaming for something.
Tucker, can I ask a question about that bump out?
Mhm.
Is there gonna be any additional public seating there?
We talked about it, probably. All the benches that you see in and around town are all donated by families in remembrance of somebody or in honor of somebody. And we have a couple that still are over at Irwin that we could relocate in town, although Tiger says that he's got other families that have seemed to have some interest of putting more benches in town. So we would like to, because it's just a big open space.
It also would be a good place for public sculpture, piece or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorts of stuff could go on there, so. All right, minutes. Did anybody read the minutes of the last meeting? And I need a motion to approve. Laura, and a second, Nancy. Any comments? Nope, all good? All in favor?
No,
Yes.
Anybody
Aye.
opposed?
Aye.
Unanimous. I'm gonna call it a night now at 6:21, just to get everybody where they need to be with all the caucuses and mahjong. Thank you for making the time to be here. Our next meeting is September 10th, but you'll hear more from me, over the next couple of weeks with some of this updated information. All right?
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you.
you.
everybody.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everyone.
Bye. Okay, bye.